This is massive and the truth must be told. Everything I'm going to share with you is my opinion, my research. There is no gatekeeping anymore. I'm going to share with you exactly what I'm doing, but I'm encouraging you to do your own research. And again, this is just my opinion. I would love to hear yours in the comments. But listen, I've been trying to warn people since 2020 what is happening, and it is here. And I know you want to believe that there's this massive battle in the cryptocurrency space between decentralization and centralization. A group of 5% crypto people were going to run off and create a whole new system. David Schwartz said it the best. He said, do you really think, and I'm paraphrasing, that the 5% are going to convert the 95%? He said, we're going where the 95% are. And this is my belief and my truth. It's always been the plan. Wake up. Bitcoin was created in 2009. After the greatest financial collapse in our living history, the housing collapse. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa came together to de-dollarize on purpose. They're like, we're de-dollarizing from the West because they're sloppy, they're weaponizing the dollar, and it's been an absolute free fall since then. Is it by chance that Bitcoin was created and the top 5 holders are Satoshi, BlackRock, Strategy B, which BlackRock is the number 3 holder in Strategy B, Grayscale, America, went from 0 Bitcoin treasuries in 2020 to hundreds of Bitcoin treasuries. Trump Media's in the top 20. ABCC, American Bitcoin, owned by Eric Trump. XXI, 21 Capital is a number 3 Bitcoin treasury that is connected to Cantor, Howard Lutnick, the Commerce Secretary. And the number 1 Bitcoin treasury is Strategy B, and the top 3 holder in Strategy B is BlackRock. Vanguard in the number 2. You have to wake up. This was always the plan. You are heading into full tokenization of your whole financial system. You will be operating on blockchain and crypto without even knowing it. Every single bank in the future will have a stablecoin. You are experiencing a fragmentation of a centralized system into a decentralized system. And what they're doing is they're making you believe, whoever they are, is left and right and right are starting to separate. Study Ray Dalio's Changing World Order, 16, 17, and 18. We are in the fall and rise of a superpower. What the transfer is this time is from centralized systems, spiritually, health, and financial, into decentralized systems. You think there's this battle between centralization and decentralization. It's actually all delays are based on the infrastructural change globally. Use logic. Do you really think you and I can, someone in Zimbabwe, I can send them Bitcoin peer to peer? You don't think the banks understand that? You don't think they can understand that we can transact through USD1, RLUSD, USAT, peer to peer outside of the centralized system? So there has to be a coordinated effort worldwide to reframe the monetary system so the money moves through the same power structures. Now, do I believe there's a new power structure coming in? 100%. Jesus said it the best. Who do we give our taxes to? They tried to mock him. Who's on the coin? He said Caesar. He said, give your taxes to Caesar, give to God what is his, give to me what is mine. The system has always been the same. This is nothing new under the sun. The Trojan horse has come in as we're drunk in the Colosseum, especially in America. You're sloppy spiritually, physically, and financially. Men are not taking care of their families. They're physically weak. They're stuck watching pornography, not leading their families well, and the Trojan horses come in. You're going to see the biggest transitions over the next 3 years. You're going to see the healthcare system go from external to internal health, Maha. You're going to see religious structures start to fragment and come back to relationship with God and Jesus Christ. Bible sales are through the roof. And you're going to see the restructuring of a financial system from centralized to decentralized. Now, here's the thing. You're not going to stop it, and it's going to become more chaotic. The key is to become a warrior in a garden, not a gardener in a war. Because I guarantee if you go out there and you pull back the curtain on all the people arguing and protesting, if you peel back the curtain, as they point the finger, should be pointing 5 fingers back at themselves. That's why I don't spend time in other people's comments and hating on other people, because I got tons of shit to work on in myself. And I'm locking in spiritually, physically, and financially. But I'm here to tell you, this is the great mutation. And if you're head of household, you have to lock in. You should be studying decentralization. You should be studying what will be the new infrastructure of the financial system. You should be physically getting in shape, mentally getting in shape. You should be studying spiritually and leading your family. And you should get out of other people's business and work really hard on yourself. You need to develop an offensive strategy and defensive strategy. Here's my exact strategy. I invented what's called CAPL DR. I trademarked it. You don't need the next best crypto. You need a system. The financial system, spiritually, everything operates on cycles and systems. It's nothing new. C is cash flow. Income and cash flow are different. You're indoctrinated in your schooling system to trade labor for income, which is debt. You take income and you buy liabilities, you buy more debt. That's the enslavement system that they created in America. What you should be doing is taking your income and creating cash flow, which is different. Income, you have to trade time, labor for debt. Cash flow, you trade your income and you buy something that generates cash flow without effort, without your labor. Think of Warren Buffett. He gets income and he trades it into dividend stocks where other people's effort gives him cash flow 24 hours a day. So you need to move your income into cash flow. The first thing you shouldn't be doing is buying debt. You should put liability on the back end after the foundation. Wealthy people borrow to get wealthier. Poor people borrow to make the wealthy wealthier. We'll get to debt in just a moment. Debt's not, it's demonic or demonized, because we're putting it on the wrong side. So your income should be transferred into cash flow. Once you create cash flow, you go into assets, offensive. The indoctrination system has taught us to put our income into offensive strategies that cycle. This is what your retirement looks like. In offense, in assets, you should be pulling profits and managing your money. No more blind leadership. Your offensive, your assets appreciate, get some off the table and go into P, protection, defense, because there will be an economic collapse again. There will be a cycle. There's been over 30 major market collapses last 200 years. It will cycle again. So defense could be cash value life insurance, silver, gold, precious metals. Real estate can go offense and defense. I like Berkshire Hathaway. So now you have a defensive strategy. You pull from offense when everybody's trying to get rich quick and greedy. And then you have L, leverage. That's when you leverage, not from your income to buy credit cards, to get credit cards and cars. You leverage on the back end after income, after assets, after protection. You use leverage to do what? To buy more cash flow, to buy more assets. And DR, de-risk based on economic cycles. This is how winning is done. I'm here to tell you a hard truth. You're being lied to and you're being played. And here's the hard reality. This is where I'm going to trigger a lot of people. I believed in all this bullshit. The price predictions, the hopium, the NESARA GESARA, the dates, the Riddlers, the Q, all these things. Guys, NESARA GESARA was told that we're going to wipe out our debt in 2020. It's 2026. Your debt's still here. They didn't wipe out your debt. They told you XRP was going to 100, to 1,000. It didn't. I've been telling you up until 2030, guys. Do I believe it'll go to probably triple and 4 digits at some point? That's not how it works. It's not about dates and drops and Qs. It's about a system. So if you're waiting on hype, you're waiting on hopium, you're drunk in the Coliseum. They're bringing the Trojan horse in. So I know this isn't what you want to hear. I know you don't want to hear that it takes discipline, consistency, time in the market's not time in the market. That you got to be able to watch paint dry. But if you do, and I did, it will free your family financially. You got to lock in. You got to get spiritually locked in, physically locked in, and financially locked in. And you got to bury your head in the sand. What I mean by that is not turning a blind eye to evil, but into your own home and become a warrior in a garden. Worry about your damn self, because everything you're experiencing, all the chaos you're feeling, is all by design. I hope this reaches your heart well. Lock the F in, and let's get after it. Warriors, rise! Get your shit together. Love you guys.